Happy Monday with Nix. I know. You were getting nervous. You thought I wasn't coming. I would not stand you up, especially if I said I'd be here. Happy Monday. There are last few days of Cancer season. Hello and goodbye. All right. And Leo season approaches. So is Lion's Gate, the portal into which we enter into the King of the Beast. This is when you should be doing your best. This is in betwixt. This is before Indian summer and before summer ends. Labor Day is coming. Columbus Day is coming. There are things in which need to be done. There are harvesting seasons happening and there are planting seasons happening. What season are you in? Do you have the proper material, the resources? Do you have the proper ambition? Do you have the proper inspiration? Why are you doing it? Okay? A lot of times, if the reason why you're doing it is outside of yourself, that isn't your purpose. That's some other thing. Okay? It might be validation. It might be an insecurity. It might be you copying. It might be a whole plethora of things. But if it's on the outside of you, you need to look within and see what your real purpose is. What do you like doing? What did you like doing when you were a kid? Subconsciously, what did you take interest in? Even if it was the silliest, it came from somewhere and it definitely can lead somewhere else. The thing about it is, do you focus on you enough to know you, or do you just know the environment? Are you creating a path, or are you just getting in line? Inquiring minds would like to know. I mean, you should ask yourself every so often, what is my path? What do I want to do? What should be done and how do I get this done? Now, a lot of times you can ask someone who has done these things before. You can ask them and they can give you input or support and suggestions. The thing about it is, you still have to do the thing that encourages you, that's going to help you get up and self-propel every single day. Good morning to everyone who just came in. How are you? Congratulations if you've had anything pass by that I wasn't aware of. Congratulations. And condolences for those who have probably lost some people. It inevitably happens. That's a part of life. But condolences. May your family and your peers get the comfort they deserve. All right, there we go. That part being done, I decided not to read the Bible this morning. I know, right? Like, why'd she change things up? I decided to pray for us this morning because we need a little bit of fortification on Monday. And this is why I used to do Reiki, but you don't want to heal the people who are trying to hurt you. All right? But either way, who's to say I can take people and make them exempt from prayer? Because you're supposed to pray for everybody, like them or not. And this is what I'm going to do. Okay? All right. So, let's do it. Father, we come before you in prayer. I come before you asking for nothing, but thanking you for everything. Thanking you for redirection and direction. Thanking you for purpose. Thanking you for understanding. Thanking you for acceptance. Thanking you for leadership and guidance. Thanking you for your mercy. I want to thank you for every day that we come and we are able to open our eyes and taste and see the things, and even the ones who aren't included in those things, I'm thanking you for their senses as well. Senses enough to get up. Some people can't walk, some people can't talk. Some people aren't able to see, Father God. Some people aren't able to do a lot of things that we take for granted. And I just want to thank you for everything that we are able to do. And I want to thank you also for a lot of the things that we aren't able to do, because you have a way in which you know what your children need and what your children don't need. And I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for all the elements. I want to thank you for the good and the bad, because what would be the good if I didn't have the bad? I wouldn't know the difference, Father God, if you didn't provide such an example. And I want to thank you for all my friends, all my family, all the love and support. And I also want to thank you for all the ones who don't feel that way. That's all right, Father God. You know what to do with them. They are your children too. I leave it in the hands of you. But I just want to thank you for all things roundabout. Not just the things that I like, but the things that I don't like. I gotta thank you for that, because it gives me a path to follow, and it also provides me a path in which to lead. And I want to thank you, Father God, for all that you have done. I want to thank you for your rejection, and I want to thank you for your exception. In the name of Jesus Christ's sake, with the blood of Jesus, amen, amen, ashe, ashe, ashe. And there we go. That's my prayer for us this morning. Like it or not, this is what my job is. It's my job to show unconditional love. Whether you like it or not, it's okay. Go on and Chuck, get sick in your little stomach. Tell people it's okay, and then go in the bathroom and do what you do. You understand? See, you gotta do what God tell you to do, because let no man control you. All right? All right. Here we go. So, I told you that we were not reading the Bible this morning because I did what the Bible always tell you to do. Live and let live. And treat others as you would like to be treated. If I can't treat you good, I won't treat you at all. All right, all right, all right. So, let's break up the monotony. Okie dokie. So I've got Astro Matrix and I've got Ethereal Visions, right? Beautiful, beautiful cards. Thanks to the artist for providing them. And let's break it up. Okay, break it up. I know you guys like to hear my music selections. What my rap montage is what? I'm Kill Star, the two bar star when I get the rapping and stuff. Hee hee hee. Ah! I'm playing. All right. I know you tried to tap in before I took the golf. I told you take a weekend, but now a nigga ducked off. You tried to take my business. You tried to take my voice. But a ninja got some motion, but an empress got a choice. You's a goofy, little loopy, and I know you're tired of you. I'm protected. Yes, a relic. I know you're just a fool. Wish my exes lived in Texas, but I know it's not a rule. Said I'm lazy, tried to haze me, like a bee so cruel. Hello, stupid, no more Cupid. Saw smoke just like a blunt. Sid and pretty high sedity, and you told those hoes out front. Said I'm crazy, real slim shady, but you really just a punk. Tried to ruin my reputation. Tried to put me in a trunk. It's all good. Bigger wood and more patience out the junk. Sex addiction, money friction while your homies trauma dump. Can't stop shit when I pop shit, but I know you on a hunt. I won't drop shit, you ain't got shit, bitch. I told you I'm not the one. Use a lame, use a lame. Use a lame, it is no fame and shame. Use a lame, use a lame, use a lame, and there's no fame and shame. Hey, high spirits today, y'all. High spirits. Come on now, it's Monday. It's Monday. I know a lot of you don't want to go to work, but you have to sometimes. And I'm working right now, right? Believe it or not, I'm having fun, but I'm working, okay? Because I got to work behind the scenes. Some of the things that you don't see people do actually really involve you. And sometimes you got to leave them alone so that they can help the infrastructure so that you can live a little bit more comfortably. You think all this stuff get done all in front of your face? No, because you guys would interrupt. You interrupt everybody doing anything. Some people can't barely use the bathroom because y'all interrupt people. So, all I'm trying to say is let people do what they have to do. Let people get to their purposes. You don't even understand. Some of the people that you're trying to prevent from doing the things that they're doing are trying to make your life easier. But you're trying to make their life hard. How is that? Are you part of the infrastructure? Are you building the infrastructure? Are you working towards making life better for your kids or somebody else. No, if you are involved in any kind of destructive thing, you are not part of the greater collective. Because the greater collective, they're trying to build buildings, they're sewing things together, they're coming up with plans for neighborhoods, they're coming up with agriculture ideas, they're coming up with all this stuff. And here you are living in Haterville, self-directed. You done put it all in a GPS, and that's what's in your history. I'm on my way to Haterville every day. It's Monday. Let's not do this. Don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. Okay? So this is your pep talk for Monday. All right. So, notes. Okay? All right. Mayor City Council 2006-2013. Between there 2006 to 2013, 1974, 1960. Terry, somebody's got 2 DUIs, and that's how they met the person that they helped do whatever. So they interchangeably switch out favors. So there's a cop and then there's a medical professional, and they switch out favors. Okay, so someone's hiding 2 DUIs. Juanica, Leon, Troy, McLean, Steven, Dwight, 5373. That's what I got. Okay. That's what I got so far. That's what I'm thinking of. That's what I thought. Glasses. 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 Spectacles. Square frames. Square frames. Ethereal? Yeah, do the ethereal. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. So somebody's writing to me in Greek. So I'm going to take it. It's one of those fraternity, sorority papers. Port of the Devoy Noin. Hello over there. I'm saying hello to your DT, not you. You're insignificant. Okay, Ace of Cups is what came out. The World. Beautiful deck. I love this deck. The Ethereal deck is beautiful beyond measure. If you are into art, that is a great expression. Putting paint to the canvas, mixing the colors, the ombres, the mixtures, the combinations, the strokes in which the brush hits the canvas. I like this little guy. This one does a lot. I like to make trees with this paintbrush. Much like the character that used to come on in the daytime with the fro. It's like a message. Someone's painted a rather nasty picture. In a way, I think they thought they were an artist. They were creating the perfect thing. They were setting a stage. They were creating a backdrop for a rather long time. It usually takes a long time for a masterpiece. I'm Sherlocking, aren't I? I am doing the Sherlock thing. Someone decided that they were going to carry on like Professor Moriarty in the background, at least as though they felt that genius because they had misinformation. They took it upon themselves to go on a rather topsy-turvy journey, and they felt as though they were in control of the topsy-turvy. However, now they're not feeling so much so now. It's not that amount of confidence. This person is not stupid, but sometimes a person can be so smart that it seems as though they are obviously dumb. That is a perspective. On first glance, this looks like it's okay. Everything is fine. Nothing is out of sorts. But upon further glance, you see that some of the brushes are astray. And I think this is exactly what this operation is starting to do. It's starting to fray. It was neat at first. It was airtight. It was just like when it first comes out of the package. I wonder if I have another brush to compare it to, but not right now. I don't want to look for it. This is exactly the way the plan is starting to age. It is starting to fall apart. Perhaps this person isn't as much as an artist as they thought they were. Perhaps they should have stuck to the day job, the ins and outs, going through the motions, following directions, listening to the higher ups. If they're not the higher ups, then maybe they should have retired. Hmm. That's it with that. Okay, so back to what I was doing. The Ace of Cups, the World, Five of Swords. Let's see. I'm in the big book. There are no wands here. That's funny when I said that. Okay, there are no wands here. Take that as it resonates. Okay, the Ace of Cups. Now is the time to listen to your heart. Be inspired by what fills your cup. And open yourself up to the new and unexpected. It may be the time to be a little vulnerable or fall into a new type of love. Remember that this love isn't always outside of yourself. It can also be a rediscovery of the love you have for yourself that spills out to others. Something that I do have to explain at times. Sometimes it's not about you loving someone on the outside. It's about how much you could love yourself, and that actually puts you in alignment with who might love you, the amount of love you have for yourself. So if you don't have any love for yourself, you will attract someone that will not have any love for you because they in turn do not have much love for themselves. Don't let that go over your head. A lot of times people will say, oh, I don't love you because you don't love yourself. Oftentimes forgetting the fact that, hey, even for me to be over here saying this out loud means that I can't really love myself because I need to put you down so that I can feel good in this moment. So remember, there's a lot telling about a person who's willing to be in your presence on purpose and still decide to put you down. They must not feel very great if they have to position themselves in such a way. I don't usually, me myself, be around people who I don't think it's good to be around. If I don't value you, why am I around you? I must not value myself. And this is a way in which you need to look or can look. That's a suggestion. You don't need to take everything that I say literally, but it is a great suggestion, okay? All right, and that is the Ace of Cups. A new beginning, emotional wellspring, compassion, happiness, joy, love, and vulnerability. A lot of times people feel as though when you're able to tell or say things open heartedly, that means that you are weak because you are vulnerable. Vulnerability means that yes, you do have an opening. That does not mean that you are weak. That means that you are willing to bear that part of you. And that takes a certain amount of strength and bravery, knowing that a person can and will sometimes choose to hurt you because you have exposed this vulnerability. But oftentimes we also don't look at it in the other way. What kind of beast waits for to see your vulnerability to hurt you unprovoked or uncaused? So we have to see things in both ways. Yes, you were open enough to bear yourself. But why were they beastly enough, aggressive, malicious, cutthroat enough to decide that you should be hurt? And if they should ever be found in a vulnerable space, why don't they deserve the same treatment? A lot of people don't take the time to change perspective before they take action until they find themselves in a situation and where it's too late to actually have the time to think of it because they're actually in the situation. A lot of people won't tell you that they've been caught unawares before because they feel what? Weak. Now that is just a perspective. A lot of times weaknesses can be turned into strength, and strengths can definitely be turned into weaknesses. All right, so the World card came after the Ace of Cups. I need to look in two books because one doesn't provide the information the other does. I'm sure I'm not the only one that does that. That's the water element, so that's dealing with the emotions and emotional intelligence. Okay, that was the Ace of Cups. So now we're going over to the World card. The I like the ethereal deck because it's insightful. It goes in depth. The World. That's Saturn energy. So we have, excuse me, two arcana, and we're going to the Five of Swords last. World. I don't be in this book as much, so it takes me a while to find out everything. Major arcana minor. Okay, the World. You have worked hard and come so far. Take the time to look at everything you have accomplished. The World is here to congratulate us on completing a big and possibly scary goal. Your openness and vulnerability have propelled you forward towards an even bigger journey ahead. Take a moment to enjoy all of the work behind you before preparing to embark on your next big adventure. Completion, fulfillment, expansion, collective travel. Okay, so this just piggybacks on the first card, definitely letting you know that your openness and willing to be vulnerable is a brave thing when it comes to going forward. A lot of times people think that being guarded is the way to go in order to get to the next level, where there's different levels and there's different devils on every level. So the thing is, sometimes you being closed-hearted will get you into some doors, but there will be people that will need you to open up a bit so that they can know how to support you, how to be there for you, okay? So, as you get acquainted using your discernment, you have to know when you're undersharing and oversharing, okay? So that's going to be something you're going to have to navigate as you enter into the next level. We've already seen or identified majority of the characters you're going to have to not trust. We've identified a lot of red flags. We've identified pathways to go and research and look to see if or confirm if that person has done or however you like to do it. Sometimes it's called planting a word with a person. You tell this person one thing, you give it some time, and you see if that information has come out. You're planting a seed and seeing if it grows. If the information grows, you know this person is not trustworthy when it comes to information, and you don't share with them anymore. It's a lot of things like that. You have to figure out what works for you. Everybody's situation is different. However, we know we've come across many people who have given us red flags and we haven't had the time to reflect on it until now. Now that we know and we're going forward, now we have to navigate the discernment to know who to undershare with and overshare with. It's not going to be the same with everybody. Even some of the people who you feel the closest with shouldn't have every single idea or iota of you. Okay? That's one way in which to protect yourself, of course. And that's how I've been able to protect myself mostly, is because most of these idiots were running around on purported lies. And some of them knew they were lies. They were just hoping it was true. Damn. Sucks, right? Anywho, let's get on to the Five of Swords. So as you navigate this world, be sure to embrace all that it has for you and be quick to reject it once you see it's not, okay? Don't feel any remorse. Don't feel any kind of way. Once you've detached, poof, be gone. Let it go. The world is filled with too much unsettled animosity, too much contempt, okay? Too much corruption set on feelings that don't matter one way or another, okay? All right. So now let's get to the Five of Swords. There's that confirmation. As soon as I said it, it started the ambulance started up. So maybe someone is stressed about this sort of thing. They're stressed about the vulnerability. They're stressed about someone finding out their weak spot. And they're stressed about someone finding out that you were actually strong where people went about and they said you were weak. So the opposite is being found out now. So the Five of Swords. A battle was fought, but what was its purpose? Wow, and I hadn't even read this page yet. Here it is. Despite what we might think, there is no clear winner when this card shows up. This card could also be a call to stand up for yourself or what you believe. This is in the upright, so it's tension, betrayal, surrender, selfishness, self-sabotage, and entitlement. So someone's going to have to, in order to move forward and stop going through this endless loop, they're going to have to surrender this. They're going to have to appear weak where they thought they had strength. They're going to have to give up the illusions or the picture that they've so diligently painted without proofing, without allowing drying, without taking care not to cake on. This person hasn't blended. They haven't done any of the things that artists do, despite wanting all the great paints, all the best canvas, all the best resources. They still weren't able to do the thing that they wanted to do because maybe that was not their purpose. So someone's going to have to sit down and think about what happened, what ensued. The best warriors don't attack relentlessly. They go and fight a war they can win. All right? And usually the war that you can win is the war within yourself, especially when it wasn't a war before you took up swords. All right? So, the Five of Swords. I think that is Libra or Taurus. Let me see. Nope, the Five of Swords is Aquarius, Venus in Aquarius. Being competitive and having immense ambition. So someone was overshooting their shot and it still didn't work. That doesn't mean that is something wrong with you. It was wrong with your plan. Whatever happened, your target wasn't the target you should have. It wasn't your purpose, my dear, okay? If you don't fail, you won't understand how to succeed, okay? Have a great one. That is what's up. And what did I say? It was Aquarius. We're not starting there because I started there the other day and I don't want to do it again. Okay, all right. So we're going to start off in Leo because I said so. All right, let's go. Hopefully everybody's having a good Monday so far. They've got their plans ahead of them and they're going to carry them out and execute them today and not tomorrow. All right. So we've got the devil here. We've got the Eight of Swords and we've got the Hanged Man. What the deuce? All right, we came out in Leo. What's going on with this Leo? Why are we obsessed in addiction land? Why are we in such a shallow situation? All right, the devil, the devil, the devil. All right, let's go. It's like a whole thick, gigantic book. I shan't complain. All right, so the devil card depicting the mythological satyr shows you that the problems that constrain you are an illusion. The binding is of your own making. It is time to ask yourself what it is that holds you back and are you truly helpless to change the situation? Addiction, obsession, materialism, and control. So someone is definitely dealing with these issues, be it addiction, which would be addiction doesn't always mean substances, but is not limited to. Addiction can be addiction to getting their way, addiction to being heard, addiction to being entitled. Addictive behaviors could be just wanting, when you get into one thing, you want it all. You may go shopping and didn't have to spend all of your money because this is just an impulse that you have. Doesn't mean that you have a lot of it, just means that you have to spend it. Doesn't mean that you have to drink. You have to drink, you just have to drink all of it and you want more of it. Just addictions. Some people are addicted to gossip. They just have to keep talking. It's not about them, it's about everybody else. Some people are just addicted, okay? Then obsession goes with that. Materialism, buying things, always have to have the latest, always have to put their hands on stuff when they go in the store, always got to have something, always, even if it means nothing, it doesn't have any value, they just can't leave with their hands empty, they just got to take. Or a kleptomaniac, they're addicted to stealing, they've got to take. And it doesn't matter if they have the money in their pocket, they just don't want to spend their money, so they gotta just pick it up and put it in their pocket, stuff like that. So definitely there's an addiction. There's somebody with an obsessive behavior, materialism, control. They're addicted to having control of others and environments and situations. They're always trying to make things happen the way that they want them to happen. So someone is definitely dealing with that. This is Leo energy. Does not have to be a Leo. This is just how blatant they are about this. It's someone that really doesn't hide the fact that they have addictive behaviors. It's somebody that maybe they're charming. Maybe they make it seem like it's not that bad that they're addictive. They make people feel like, it's, we're going to entertain them and just give them what they want because they get along. But really, this person is addictive. Some people are like that. They will help you going along with it and you don't realize that you're helping or enabling somebody. You're enabling an addict. Addicts have a real good way of switching communication depending on what they want from you. So maybe this is what this person does. They have you going along with it until you realize that this person is really hardcore. They're relentless. They're not going to stop. So that's that. And then we have the Eight of Swords, which is the binding, which already got addressed in the Devil card, which it says the binding is of your own making. So the Eight of Swords. So somebody has definitely binded themselves to a contract, and maybe they're addicted in the contract, or the contract gave them the addiction. I don't know, take what resonates, Sun, Moon, Risings, but someone is binded to this situation. They're binded to their choice, or they're binded to the people that they took this thing up with, okay? Maybe you didn't have an addiction and someone introduced you to something. They introduced you to gambling. They introduced you to a sex cult. They introduced you to illicit drugs. They introduced you to corn. They introduce you to gaming. They introduce you to something, and now you're binded to not only that thing, you're binded to the people who introduced you to it, because they can blackmail you, they can extort you, they can tell your business straight up like that. And maybe someone's gotten into a situation where these two cards correlate, because this last card is a doozy, and I keep getting those shadow overcast. Okay, maybe it's the lighting. Okay. So, yeah, the Hanged Man. So, the Hanged Man is right with this, and this is saying that someone needs to let it go, okay? This is exactly what the Hanged Man means. Yikes. Okay, let's. Wow. So this is not a good reading, Leo. This means you not need to get someone needs to get their stuff together. They haven't been hiding it either. They haven't been hiding what they've been doing, or they've been, either way, if they've been trying to hide it, it's exposed. Someone's definitely being exposed for having addictions, having addictive behaviors, and also the people that they're connected and binded to. Okay, so this is the Eight of Swords. Let me find it. Here it is. In this book, it is surrendering yourself to an unknown entity is like letting others control you. Yep. Own your responsibility and take charge of your life in your hands. Gemini, Jupiter. So we're definitely in two different retrogrades, and Jupiter is definitely here. Jupiter controls Cancer, and Mercury is definitely in the Gemini. So this person is definitely trying to change their mind. They're trying to unbind their mind, which would ultimately unbind them in the 3D. But right now in the 5D, they're all caught up, so they don't see the door. Sometimes we see a door and we see the exit sign, yet we don't want to go through it, because that means that we have to leave behind something. Maybe the things that we've binded to, maybe the people we've binded to, maybe the places we've binded to. And sometimes it just makes that exit door seem so much further away than it is, when really all you have to do is reach out your hand and take the knob and open the door and leave out. You will have periods of grief. You will remember some, if any, good times that you had, even though they might have been very few. They might have just maybe fueled your need to be there. But just understand this. Would you rather be surrounded by misery, or would you rather be alone healing and trying to find peace? I know I didn't say in peace. I said trying to find peace, because it'll be a while before you feel like, or you can value the peace, because your heart and your soul will long for the things that you've binded yourself to. However, it is necessary for your health and your wealth and your well-being for you to allow some things to leave your life, even if you're just addicted to being around people. Now, being around people isn't a bad thing, but if you you have a codependency problem that needs to be addressed, or else everyone will basically be able to give you an abandonment wound, because you attach too often, too fast, and too securely to others' presence in your life. So that is not supposed to be natural, because you didn't come in this world to be in other people's faces. You came here to serve your purpose and possibly be with the Lord if you so choose to, but you're with something, okay? So you have to choose yourself at times, because If you decide you're going to be codependent with people, you're allowing them to at some point control what you do. I used to hate hanging out with one of my cousins. It was like every time she left the room, she felt as though I had to follow her. Ma'am, Miss Mac, go get a damn dog. I'm not following you from one room to the next. I'm not following you from one job to the next. I'm not following you from one career to the next because that is for you and what is for me is for me. Some people aren't able to function without someone to be codependent upon well into their adult years. And unless addressed directly, they will never see it. Okay? And some people are that toxic that codependency is a lifestyle that they choose. And they will get offended and feel judged if you don't live your life in such a way and you are still able to move forward. They will look at you as if something is wrong with you because you can self-start. They will look at the bad aspect of it and never see the positive aspect of it. In the same way in which you can look at it as, why are you always up somebody's ass and never alone? It's all in perspective. Okay, so that's with that hanged man over here in this. This is saying the hangman is an indication that now is the time to end the old ways and release the restrictions that are holding you back in life. It is a time for inaction and reflection in order for new opportunities to manifest. You must be willing to sacrifice something in order to gain something else. Sacrifice, release, new perspective, and surrender. Hope this helps. The devil is 15. The 8 of swords. I forget what the hanged man is. I thought the hanged man is 12, right? I think it is. Yeah, it's 12. So 12, the 15 and 12, that's 27. 27 plus 8, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 35, that's 8. That's karma or dharma. Don't know what side of the fence you are on. But definitely, if you have addictive behaviors, now is the time to try to address them, okay? Because not only can you be disadvantaging yourself, you're giving yourself putting yourself in a situation to be taken advantage of. There you go. Hold that while I hit that. Mac. This is cool, but it does nothing. It's no color. It's not even really a tint, really. It just keeps your lip from drying out. But it does so in style. Okie dokie. That was the Leo reading. So someone that is of the Leo nature, Leo personality, might be the zodiac by chance, but really definitely very, very showy, likes to be seen, likes to look good, likes to smell good. But whatever they're doing, it's coming out. It's starting to, the mask is slipped. Their slip is showing. They aren't able to hide it anymore. They have been seen, okay? All right, let's go, Virgo. And we have the 5 of Pentacles, we have the 7 of Pentacles, and we have the 7 of Wands. 5, 7, 7. 14 plus 5 is 19, which brings us to a 10. So, I don't know if this is someone's wish fulfillment, so let's take our time and go through this, okay? All right, the second one is Virgo. We started off in prayer. We did not read the Bible today. If anyone did just come in. Okay. 5 of Pentacles. I'm reading through the ethereal deck, so it takes a little longer because they're a little bit more in depth, okay? Sometimes when we need help, we can find it in the most unlikely places. Don't be afraid to reach out. Take a look at the issues causing you pain and see what makes you feel like you are in survival mode. Ask yourself if it's your environment, a sense of lack, or feeling like you're a victim. Feeling like you're a victim of your situation. Examine how you can escape the victim mentality so that you can continue to grow and expand. Lack, isolation, insecurity, poor health, being left out in the cold, survival mode, victim mentality. Okay, so someone needs to let go of the victim mentality. I know it sounds easier than it sounds easier. It's easier said than done, right? But this is the thing. You have to change up here first before it plays out here on earth. You have to tell yourself, okay, these people, that person, that entity, that company, whatever happened, it occurred. What can I do going forward? That's the usually the first and only step you need before you take another step is addressing the fact that something has been done and now you have to do something afterward. You have to respond. You have to react. It's time to not sit there and say, oh, woe is me. This happened. Okay, we get that part. What are you going to do? What is the action? What's the next step? And that's exactly how you escape the victim mentality. From there, you become a survivor. And after you become a survivor, you know the very next step is you become a warrior. You fight long enough, you're going to become a soldier, and then you become a general. And there's no coming down from there if you do your thing right and you set the right foundation. And you remember, what goes up can definitely come down. So once you get up there, establish yourself, reinforce yourself, remember how you got up there, and remember how not to come down. Okay, that's for you. So the Seven of Pentacles is actually the next step, just like I just called it. The Seven of Pentacles, let's go. Take a moment to step back and observe what is or isn't working on. I just said this right. On your journey and path. Don't be afraid to slow down and celebrate your accomplishments. Now is the time to catch your breath and make room for more growth. Be open to any altercations or shifts needed to continue positive change and development on your way. The work is far from over, but take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. Okay, so this is a skip of the step, which is the 6. You skip the 6 and you went straight to the 7. So that doesn't mean that you skipped the 6 altogether. That means that you didn't stay in victim mentality long. So somebody's coming out of victim mentality and they're making their steps toward the next phase of things. And that is great. So you're getting back to the thing you value, which is you, your confidence, and your will to survive, okay? That's what you need, and that is most valuable. That is priceless. You have the will and the ambition not to be a victim. Nobody wants to be a damsel in distress. No one. Not even the men. They don't want to be, oh man, can you help me out? Can you get me out of this? Can you get me a job? Can you get me an opportunity? Can you tear me from a slum? Can you this? Can you that? A lot of men do understand that they sound like damsels in distress. That's why we get them aggressive. That's why we get them defensive. They get defensive because nobody wants to be a damsel. And they are very aware of how they sound asking someone for this, that, and third. So a lot of them, instead of trying to fix that situation, they just project. And they make it seem as though it's everyone else's fault why they're in this situation. Guess what? You're still a damsel in distress. Being aggressive and transferring the blame and the fault doesn't change your situation. It just makes you a more entitled, more aggressive, less easier person to deal with. I don't know who needed to know that. Okay, so now we are on to the Seven of Wands. Feels like I'm preaching a little bit today, but hey, I don't usually do things if they're not necessary. So now we're at the Seven of Wands. Defend what is important to you. Stand up and protect your vision. Be proud of what makes you unique and defend it steadfastly. Shout your desires from the rooftops. Move forward and forget about the people who try to keep you down or take your vision away from you. You have a unique vantage point. They don't. Remember, your calling is your calling, and it's not usually a conference call. Now, when you tell people and they get on the board, that's good. But if you tell people and they try to talk you out of it or downplay it, that's your cue to let those people go. You do not need Debbie Downers when it comes to your purpose. Everybody does not need to believe you. You need to believe in you. And that's all that matters. If you get a few people that like to come along the way, great. But don't allow people to change your direction just because they're confused about theirs and they chose to get on your boat. Don't allow other people to steer. It is your boat. Aren't you the captain? So, that was the Virgo reading. Five of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, which brings us to 14 plus 5, which is 19, which is 10, which is wish fulfillment. Someone is definitely changing their perspective and learning to defend what they definitely believe and learning not to allow people to get on their boat and row the way they want to go. Okay? Definitely. That's Taurus, Virgo. Hold up. Let me see. I know Five of Pentacles is, I'm in a whole different deck, so it doesn't give you all the information. Okay. Taurus, Mercury. Then we've got the Seven of Pentacles, which is Saturn in Taurus. And then we've got the Seven of Wands, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it's Aquarius, but it might not be. No, it's Leo. So, Virgo and Taurus, Leo. Take what resonates, sun, moon, rising. Leave the rest behind. We're going to go over to Libra. Let's go. Remember, I'm in the ethereal deck. It's much more in depth. The only thing I have to do is look for the zodiacs. Knight of Wands. Four of Cups. Libra. Why I say Libra? The Hangman. Why did I say Libra? This is the Libra reading. Okay. So, wow. That just came straight out like Libra. Somebody just called that out. This is the Libra reading. Okay. Knight of Wands, Four of Cups, the Hangman. The ethereal deck is in depth. And I use my other book for the zodiacs. Knight of Wands, we have the Four of Cups and the Hangman. The Four of Cups and the Hangman, that is 12 plus 4, that is 16, which is 7, a complete cycle for the Knight of Wands. Let's see what the Knight of Wands in the ethereal deck is. It's set up a little different. Okay. The Knight is sometimes a little brash and at times a little clumsy. This energy acts first and asks questions later. Their passion drives them forward, and their desire to be heard makes them want to take the lead with everything. They are typically fun and lighthearted, but are willing to charge ahead when faced with challenges. Impulsive, passionate, determined. Okay, so the Knight of Wands in Libra. Not very charismatic, okay? Kind of clumsy. Comes off a little rushed out of the mouth, never really taking time to think before talking. But they're really energetic. It's like a bull in the china shop, almost like. So let's see what the zodiac is for this Knight of Wands. Hold on. Fire. So it's more like Aries, Sagittarius, Leo when it comes to the Knight of Wands. It's very fiery, passionate energy. So not really careful, not really delicate, I should say. No real decorum, but just basically just straight shooting from the hip. They really don't take a lot of thought when it comes to saying things. They're not very considerate, I should say. So this Libra is not a easy conversation. Then we've got the Four of Cups. Yeah, it's very easy to, they are very easy to offend a person, especially if you don't know what their intention is and they're not careful with their words. We sometimes miss what's right in front of us because our attitudes might be a little off. We tend to go deep within our emotions, and it may take a while to come back out. We can make a decision here. Will we stay buried in our emotions that disconnect us from our reality, or will we decide to make a positive change towards something different? Meditation, discontentment, introspection, disconnect. So This person basically is probably embarrassed themselves. Probably, like I said, they don't have much decorum. So they probably talked out of turn, said a lot of things, can't take it back. And now they feel disconnected because the very things in which they said have basically made things difficult going forward. They can't really take those things back. So now they're suffering a poor reputation, almost like social suicide. That happens when a person goes about carelessly saying things without any proof, any source, and they kind of destroy their own reputation in the midst of trying to destroy something else. So this person is definitely starting to feel disconnected from the situation and feeling a bit isolated. And now they're in the hanged man position, which means that they're in isolation, they're paused, they're surrendered, they're stuck. They don't have any real avenues to go forward because 9 times out of 10 they've burnt a lot of bridges, and we need bridges to travel, especially when we want to connect with people at a distance. So someone has definitely found themselves blocked, deleted in a lot of situations, redirected, maybe ghosted in some situations because they weren't very careful with the investment in which they made with their mouths, with their communication, with their social media, something like that. Okay, so somebody's feeling a bit disconnected from their current environment due to their own devices now. That can happen when a person goes a bit too hard in the paint and they don't understand that that same thing can happen against them. All right, so this is the Libra reading. Take what resonates. The Four of Cups. Okay, the Knight of Wands is fire, fire, fire. So someone passionately did this without a care in the world. And that's what happens when a person becomes impulsive. So maybe the person got desperate and got impulsive. Either way, there's no justification for the social suicide. You've got to understand when you're also in alignment with destroying yourself, okay? Per your relationships, per your words, per your activities. You have to understand when you're self-destructing. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. And for some of us, some of our peers and some of our friends, some of our co-workers will see us on the road to self-destruction. You really got to ask yourself, did those people really like you when they saw you going down this path that you would not be able to return from? Some people are finding out the very people that helped them dig the ditch wanted them in it. I don't know who that's for. Somebody wanted you in a bad situation. So they helped you create the situation and then diligently pushed you into it because they saw what you were doing. They pretended as though they were helping you, all while gaining access to your plot and basically unearthing it because they didn't like you either. Yeah, they might have not liked the person they helped you with, but they didn't like you either. That's something for you to remember. There's no honor amongst thieves. So the very person that might help you do some dirty stuff might do dirt to you. It's a very good reality, and it's a hard pill to swallow. All right, so that's that. Okay, that. I was calling out the zodiac for it. The zodiac for this four of. Hold up. Why was I in that? What I was supposed to be in cups. All right, the Knight of Wands was fire. The Four of Cups is Cancer. So this is Libra and Cancer. What the Hangman is Neptune. So this is definitely a person with 3 elements in their chart. Can't say whether, and I see Libra and I see Cancer, so it can be all air and it could be all water, which is cutthroat communication and a lot of feelings. So somebody did this impulsively because of their feelings, and now they're stuck because they can't really take it back. So maybe this was done through heartbreak, maybe it was done through ego, pride, entitlement. Either way, it was done through a very reckless emotion. Might have even been jealousy, envy, any of those. It was a very reckless emotion that erected this tower moment that is definitely going to happen. It's definitely in alignment with that. Take what resonates. Sun, moon, rising, Cancer or Libra. Neptune, which means there's a lot, there's 3 elements on each sign. How can so many beautiful cards have such a horrible message? Mm-mm-mm. Libra, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, take what resonates. That was the 4 and the Hanged Man. That turned into 16, which was 7. It was a complete cycle. So somebody's complete cycle is to be exposed or social suicide. They are now starting to be isolated, ostracized for the deeds that they did and they did in fact do. It is not hearsay. It is a fact. Okay, let's go on over to Scorpio. The Artist comes out, the Knight of Swords, and the Empress. Fortunately and unfortunately, the Artist is only inside of this one, inside of Ethereal. It's crazy, right? Because I just heard something, and next thing you know, I look outside and the police were just riding by. I keep seeing people either sitting back there looking down at my yard, or I see the police either sitting at the top looking down, or they're sitting at the corner or somewhere. They're always somewhere. Or it's a random car or vehicle just sat parked somewhere looking weird. Not sitting there looking like they're not suspicious. They look very suspicious, at least to me. All right, so the Artist. I don't know. I just went to go see, and I happened to see. I guess they pulled off when they see me coming. The Artist. I'm still looking for it in this thing. Oh. This deck has a lot more arcana in it than usual. Ah, here it is. The Artist. The Artist is the vessel of creation. This card signifies humankind and shows when you need to open to the knowledge that is available if you stop and set aside the distractions of the human condition and listen. Interesting. Of the human condition and listen. Upright, visionary, interpreter, creation, passionate. That is the Artist. You've got to see this card. This card is beautiful. He's not. You can't see anything. Okay, there it is. You see it? Are they working on something out there? Let me see something. Oh, they're finally cleaning that thing. Beautiful. I know I heard something. Yay! Finally. Oh, that brush is going to be gone. Okay, so now, the sword, the Knight of Swords. That's next. So the Artist is basically letting you know that you should go within as far as introspection and reflection. It's called honing in on your purpose. A lot of times we can't get the gentle nudges in the communication that we could, the possible nudges that basically send us in the right direction toward our purpose, because we're too distracted. We're too distracted with traffic. We're too distracted with the physical things in this earth. We're too attracted to social media. We're too shallow. That's the word. We're thinking of the shallowness, the material, the flesh of the thing. We're not thinking on a spiritual level. We're not thinking about how flowers grow and what it takes and how to nurture. We're not thinking about how we grow and what it takes to nurture. We're not thinking about those things because we're often distracted by all the hoopla, like social media, like traffic, the horns going on outside, the latest outfit, what the stars are doing, and politics. Sometimes going inside could give you a better perspective than just taking all of the information that's on the outside, because it's just propaganda once you really get to the gist of it. So now we get over to the Knight of Swords. Bear with me. These put the... Okay. The knight is impulsive, impatient, and fearless. They come barreling through and speaking their mind to ensure everyone will hear them. This energy of excitement and controversy might appear slightly arrogant and over the top to the casual observer. There may be some unresolved anger or bitterness behind your statements. To use such a loud platform, stop and ask yourself if this is true. Use this sharp wit to move forward, but be mindful to keep the past in the past. Okay? No taking grudges and dragging them along. Leave the old baggage behind you. Impatient, brash, quick wit, courageous. So, as the Knight of Swords, you have to be careful as far as decorum goes. Yes, you might be a visionary. Maybe you are reflecting. Maybe you are just saying it like it is. But oftentimes you can offend and create communication barriers by your delivery. So be careful. If you wouldn't want that said to you, I don't think you should say it to other people. Or find a better delivery in where it can be received instead of feeling like a sting or a punch to the gut, okay? Now we have the Empress. The Empress is abundance. It's wealth. Not always money, but it's called wealth in peace. You might be able to get some ideas. You might be able to get some things done. You might even just feel healthy. You might not feel achy anymore. You may not get that headache. You may not get the allergy or the allergic reaction you usually get. A lot of times being in abundant energy just means that things are going better for you. Your garden looks great. Your outfit looks awesome. Your hair is parted perfectly, okay? Your cologne smells just that good that some awesome looking stranger smiles at you. Sometimes we have to really take heed of the small pleasures of life. If you never take account of any of the smaller pleasures, how will you ever be able to address the bigger ones? Because, I mean, they're there, but do they always have to be so blatant? I'm one of those people who can appreciate the hue of a color on a flower. I like how vibrant and how good a rose could smell when you get close up on it. I appreciate when you can walk past some roses and smell them, but I like that one flower. It usually always is one blossom that's so perfumey. You have to come over and you have to spectate. You have to look at it. And that's one of the things that I enjoy of life. Sometimes you have to find what romances you in life. Do you like bird calls? Do you like to look at the different greens in the forest? Abundance is so much more than pocket money, okay? All right. So, with the Artist, going forward, remember to be gentle with others as you are gentle with yourself, and take heed and take note of the abundance around you. Stop taking things for granted or offending people just because you can. Maybe you do have a beautiful mind and maybe you do have things to offer, but nobody will ask it from you if you're always offensive, if you're always entitled, if you're always one-sided. You are the only one that can judge beauty, or can other people do it too? Do you have the only opinion in the room, or can you actually agree and accept someone else's opinion? Some people love to push their things out on other people and they never accept anything back, okay? So try to be reciprocal in your environment and you will feel the support of others, okay? There you go. That is a suggestion. It is not a demand. All right, so we did the Empress. The Empress is 3. The Artist, I do not know what this daggone number is. So if the World is 21, then the Artist is 23. Right, 23. So that's 5. So be prepared for unexpected changes depending on your communication style. Okay, there you go. And that was for the Scorpio. Now we're going to get over to the Sagittarius. It seems like the ethereal deck is so long-winded. High Priestess came out. Sagittarius, the Emperor, and the Chariot. Something is moving very, very fast. 2, 4, the Chariot. Everything's major arcana. 7, 247, 247, 247. That is 6 plus 7. That's 13. Death and transformation. All right, now we got the High Priestess. So someone knows, very intuitively knows, but is not saying anything. We've got the Emperor. So they are taking the lead. They're not saying anything, but they're taking the lead, and they're taking the lead quietly. That's Aries energy. Then we've got the Chariot. The Chariot is very fast moving in Cancer. So, all right, let's go. Let's go. The Aries, we've got Cancer. High Priestess. I don't know why I always forget what this lady is. She is the moon. So she is intuitively the Pisces. So we've got Pisces, Aries, and Cancer. In the Sagittarius realm right here, you got the information. You have your moves, you have your plan, you plan on leading. These things are happening very quick and fast. You're not giving out a lot of information. However, you have all the answers. Ooh, you sly dog, you. Ain't that beautiful? Okay, so there's no gender in tarots. Take what resonates. The Emperor can be the Empress, like the High Priest. High Priest is the High Priestess, and could be the High Priest, meaning you have a lot of knowledge, very deep known knowledge and unknown knowledge. Could be occult knowledge, just could be very old knowledge, but you have it in your arsenal to use as you purport this leadership, as you lead someone out and you lead yourself as well toward the future. And it is very quick and fast going, which is the Chariot. That is beautiful, okay? Wonderful reading, Sagittarius. And that is your reading. Sagittarius, Aries, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Knowing what you know where to go, and you don't have to share your footnotes with anyone. We've got the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. We don't know what he's talking about, but it looks like he's very, very confident in where he wants to go. He's got his staff there, so he's got enough support to move forward. And remember that you may have to, you see the lizard down there? Remember, you may have to adapt. Be okay with being adaptable. All right, so now we've got the Capricorn coming up. Here you go. Here you go. That is December and January, the end of December and the top of January. That is the Capricorn, the Stoic study. They usually have a lot going on, although they may not show it on the surface. They are wonderful lovers if you should ever find their heart. But you gotta find that, because they got more sense than enough. Lovers, Two of Pentacles, the Empress. Let's go, let's go, let's go. The lovers are in Gemini, the 6, okay? The Two of Pentacles, that is balance of polarities, also balancing of responsibilities, and balancing the light and the dark. This is complete balance. It's called feng shui. It's called yin and yang. Knowing one thing causes the other to go. It's cause and effect. The Empress comes out again, which is abundance. So someone being in this loving energy, even if they are in a partnership or not, they are learning how to balance the two responsibilities out. They know how to be a lover, they know how to be a friend, and they also know how to do business. So someone is balancing out all the degrees of them, and this will bring about the abundance that they do desire. Man or woman, having balance is the way of life. Being in complete alignment is the way in which you can get your nerves regulated. You're able to communicate a lot better. You're able to read the room. You're able to use your discernment, and you're able to let go of a grudge. Someone can come in, they could anger you for a few seconds. You're able to breathe, let go, and release. It will not ruin your day, and that is what you call balance. You're able to balance the light with the dark. You're able to take a joke. You're able to take an insult. You're able to laugh at yourself if you should trip. Some people fall all out if they get embarrassed and they just can't face the rest of the day. Well, the rest of the day needs to be faced. What are you going to do? Run and hide your face and to put your head in the sand every time something happens to you? Some people aren't adult enough to take what life has to throw at them. And that is a part of adulthood. You don't always expect rainbows to come your way. You don't always expect sunshine. You don't always expect things to go your way. That is a part of reality. And it's not for adults. Kids have to too. Imagine the kid who's never had anything go wrong, and then they grow up and they be adult and something happens. They're going to try to off themselves or someone else because they can't handle the emotion that they've never been trained for. They've never gotten accustomed in their system to failure or even the perspective of. You've never let them experience life in a wholeness because you protected them from the part of themselves that they need to be addressed, that they needed to be addressed. So that is how you find balance. And that is how you love yourself wholly. You have to love yourself. You have to love the good things about yourself. And you also have to love the not so good things about yourself. And that is the wholeness of the whole thing. And that is how you remain abundant in life. Abundant in life, you won't be stressed out over everything. Imagine the girl who never ever puts on a dress because she doesn't like her knees. Imagine the guy who never talks to the girl who doesn't like her knees, but he likes her. Imagine how hard it is to talk to the girl who doesn't like her knees because she's so worried about her knees she can't see in the man's eyes that he likes her. And he doesn't give a shit about her knees. And this is what I was talking about earlier. If you don't love yourself, all the good and the bad, how can you even notice when someone else loves you or cares for you or likes you beyond all those imperfections that you honed in on? Some people are in lack and scarcity and breadcrumb energy because of themselves, not because of someone outside of themselves. It's because they've purported this thing on the inside, so now they're projecting it. And believe it or not, some people can feel your energy. They can feel that you feel awkward about yourself. Some people feed on it. Some people are repelled by it. Some will offer support, but not endlessly because really it's not their responsibility. It is really called self-esteem for a reason. So if you can just do the shadow work, self-esteem is right there for you. Just know that it is self-propelled. It's called self-esteem. So, get on your train, little train that could. Chugga, 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 choo-choo. We're rooting for you, but you need to root for yourself. And that's the message. All right, Capricorn, that has been your reading. Take what resonates, Sun, Moon, Rising. We've got a lot of Gemini energy up in here. Gemini energy. Let's see. The Empress is Venus energy. You go, girl. Even if you are a man, sometimes you need to get in touch with your emotions. You can be macho, but we do know that things hurt. A paper cut stings like hell. I didn't mean to put you out there, sir. Two of Pentacles. Let me see. I just wanted to look up and see if there was a zodiac accompanying the Two of Pentacles. Sometimes I remember and sometimes I don't. And that's crazy because it was in the Capricorn reading and it was the Capricorn. So boom. Sometimes I'll be calling the cards and I don't even be knowing. Okay? All right. So that was Capricorn and the Lovers. Two Capricorn, which means that they're very grounded. So somebody is very, very grounded. That's the balance. That is wonderful. Go forward and be loved and love yourself. All right. Do what you will, but do no harm. Do no harm. but do what you will. All right, let's get on over to the Aquarius reading. That is the water bearer. That is the star by zodiac. That is the 17. But also, that is the person that's supposed to have main character energy. All right, all right, all right, Aquarius. Let's go. And we have the moon, intuitively 18. The artist is back. That was that 23. And we have the 3 of Swords. Let's see what's going on. Someone has main character energy. They're very intuitive. And they have Piscean energy as well. The 3 of Swords, I think that is Libra energy. If I'm not mistaken, let's look over at the bookity book. Yeah, it's Libra energy and Saturn, all right. And let's see, the artist is not in that book. It is in the other book, and I still haven't looked. It's the 23. I said it. I'm gonna stand on it. Okay, so 18 and 23 in the 3 of Swords. Let's do a little math. Hey, I got a pencil here. Gotta keep that lead on me. 18, 23. Boom. Boom, that's 41 plus 3, that's 44. What? We got a 44. All right, so that's 8, which is good karma, depending on what side of the fence you're on. It could be karma, could be dharma. So the moon is intuitive. Someone's very deep in their emotions, very deep in their head, very self-reflective. When I think of a Pisces, I always think of the fishbowl effect. You're inside looking on the outside and you're just blowing bubbles. No one knows what's on your head. No one knows what's on your mind. No one knows exactly what's going on. You're just blowing bubbles. That's exactly how I picture the Pisces. You can never know. They're just there. They're just there in their environment. Even if they're surrounded by people, they're in their fishbowl. And this is exactly what this looks like here. Okay, Aquarius, what's going on? You're up in your mind. You're up in your head. It was all in my head. I think that's the country little song that Nelly sings. I forget who he did the collab with, but it's a collab nonetheless. I like it when I use cool words like that. Ooh. All right, so you're having a human experience, visionary, interpreter, creation, passionate. So someone's cooking up something in their head. Hopefully you're not in a reverse, because the reverse would be unstable, judgmental, restless, and greedy. Aquarius, is that you? Because I'm having the feeling that this is what this is. Maybe you're in your head about a lick. Maybe you're in your head about a robbery, something that went wrong. Maybe you wanted to hack somebody. Maybe you wanted to steal something or put something ahead. Maybe you wanted to get over on somebody. Maybe you wanted to plant something. Maybe you wanted to, I don't know, unalive someone, kidnap them. Who knows what people get in their head, but you're in there for a reason and you're heartbroken for another reason, okay? And we'd like to know, what a human experience are you going through? See, sometimes when you do dirt, guilt starts to set in, especially when it's not easily done. So somebody thought that that was going to be an easy job, an easy lick, an easy something, and now they're up in their head about it, and they're trying to come up with some new creative ideas, maybe something else to do, because it's not going quite the way they want it to go. So maybe they're in anxiety, because this is what this is saying. Life knocks down everyone. The choice lies within you, whether you want to remain down for the rest of your life or rise again. Dealing with heartbreak, transforming emotional pain, and that was in the upright. Reverse is finding forgiveness and releasing pain. So this seems like revenge. This seems like someone did something. You got it all up in your head. You didn't like them. You didn't like what happened. You didn't like how you felt. You didn't like how it made you feel. So you decided to take action. Whatever action got you all up in your head because you thought you were being creative. But right now, it seems like your heart is in your ass right now. You're dealing with heartbreak. It didn't go the right way. It still is not going to go the right way. Who in the hell did you plot on? Because really, they just sat there minding their business. And you're still hurt. So did it go the way that you wanted to go? Don't answer that. Don't care. Just letting you know that whatever it was, you tried it and they denied it. All right? Take what resonates. The number was 44. Ancestor messages. Something tells me you knew this wasn't going to go right. You just had to go through the motions because you needed to act it out. And if you would have if you would have gone through, if it actually would have went the way you wanted to go, you still would have been hurt. Don't shoot the messenger. Either way, you didn't get what you wanted. You wanted somebody to hurt and it didn't happen. Or you hurt yourself because they hurt you because you didn't get what you wanted. Either way, you just didn't get what you wanted. And that's what I got for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, 4-4. That's Pisces. That's Aquarius and that's Libra. That's a lot of air, cutthroat communication. Wasn't a lot of passion in it. It was just like a lot of rumors, a lot of talking, a lot of bad talk, a lot of shit talking, and yeah, a lot of things were said in an attempt to hurt somebody, and that's what it is. So now we've got the three swords at the end, and boom, that's the result. You didn't get what you wanted. Okie dokie. Let's keep it going. Pisces, what it is, Pisces. We started off in Leo and we're going to end in Cancer. Whoa, 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 whoa. I got cards popping out. I got Ace of Pentacles. I've got the King of Cups. It fell in a haphazardly way, so I'm just going to read all of it. Okay, so that got that, and we got one more card to pull. Okay, and the Four of Cups is what we got. Ace of Pentacles, King of Cups, Four of Cups. We've got cups. One pentacle in cups. Don't look bad. Don't look good either. Let's see. Ace of the Pentacles. The Pentacles. Click, 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 click. The ace is, let's read from the book. Plant the seed of a bright future. The universe is at your side to steer you towards stability, security, and receiving a good yield. New opportunities manifesting growth. Sounds good. Okay, then we've got the King of Cups. I'm reading from the other book, but I'm going to get over there. It's time to uplift other spirits through your wisdom and strength and make them learn to find a balance between head and heart, air and water. New beginnings being romantic. See what I tell you, you got to embrace the romance in life. If you never turn around and say, "Ooh, I like the way the flower smells. I like that shade of this. The clouds look like this." I'm just giving you examples. I'm not saying take that literally. I'm just saying, if you can romance the natural things in life, like I like the way that engine roars, things of that nature, it'll be much easier for you to embrace things that you really, really, really like and care for. You don't always have the fake in front. Or some people are weird. They don't have their own personality, so they're just waiting to see what you like so they can say that they like it. I hate that type of person. Okay? All right. Four of Cups. Move past your ego to seize opportunities and renounce the situations that are holding you back. Moon in Cancer. Overcoming apathy, reevaluating situations. So definitely take time to disconnect and reevaluate in each situation as you embrace your new future. Okay? All right. Let's see. Hold up. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Definitely finding balance. And that is your Pisces reading. Ace of Pentacles, King of Cups, Four of Cups. That is just the four. After we just had that 4-4, ain't that wonderful how the numbers are just going from one side to the next? Four, that is your foundation. So you will be able to get a great foundation once you are able to disconnect from the things that keep you from making great logical decisions. Okay, sometimes you will have to make a head over heart decision and then bring your heart in later to test the spirit. Okay, there you go. Let's go on to Aries, which is actually represented by the number 4 for the Emperor situation. Okay, hold up, make sure it's not a mess being left in the yard. Awesome. It looks great. I'm so glad. Are they going to cut the tree? Are they going to cut the tree? The one that the things are growing out of? That's not gone. No. doing? My bad. So, where were we? We were going over to Aries now, wasn't we? We going. Whoop. I done dropped a lot of cards. That's a lot of thoughts. And the only one that I'm going to tell you about is Temperance. Temperance, mind your manners. Mind what you got to say. Mind your thoughts. All those things. Temperance is definitely great advice for any time of the day. Always think before you speak, okay? All right. Especially in a court of love. You don't want to be a co-defendant anywhere. That is good advice. I don't know who needed that, but I said it. Let's go. All right, so Temperance did come right back out after I shuffled just now. And then we've got the Four of Wands. What's up with these fours? Someone's definitely trying to come in. Something's going on. Somebody's not paying attention to whoever their relatives are. The ones who are here and gone. Lot of love, lot of redirection, lot of guidance. The Artist is at the bottom. Let's see. Temperance is 14. Four of Wands plus 4 is 18. Page of Pentacles, that's just the page, babe. That's just an arcana, minor arcana. But there's major. Temperance, who needs to mind the manners? Because Temperance is 14. That it does. Let's read out of the ethereal deck because I like going in depth with Temperance. Okay. The Temperance card appears when there is a need for balance in opposing areas of your life. You are being asked to be patient and re-examine your priorities that may be in disharmony. Temperance assists us by pointing to life's meanings and higher purpose. Balance, harmony, purpose, moderation. Okay, today's overall theme is balance. Life is a tightrope. It's a moment between this and that. Life is definitely a tightrope. One moment can put you in a hospital. Another moment can make you a star. You have to find balance. It is that simple. The older you get, the less time you got to get this right. So if you find yourself smack dab in between, you better get your reflexes together some kind of way. Condition yourself. Get your core strength together. Get some thinking thoughts. Get you a few pens and pads of paper. Stop typing so darn much and get you some actual paper, a pen or a pencil, because it's time to sharpen up your brains. These people are really depending on us letting our minds go into mush. And some of us are not doing it. A lot of us shouldn't. If you want to let ChatGPT think for you, if you want to let all these apps and AI and everything take over, then you do what you want to do. But some of us like it old school. Some of us like it basic. Some of us like to be in control of some of the things that are going on. We don't like things to get too far above us before we can understand it. And that's for the ones who know exactly what I'm talking about. So you have to have temperance and balance. I know a lot of times we don't want to embrace a lot of the new technology. Me myself, I'm still I'm paranoid when it comes to AI. I don't trust AI. But I have to learn it so that I'm not paranoid of it. Now that I'm starting to watch and see what's AI and what the difference is, and see how that I could recognize it, because that's my biggest fear, is that I won't recognize if I'm looking at something that is not real. You know, they're making a big business of illusions now, and depending on what side of the fence that you land on, you could be illusioned out of your whole damn life. So right now, as we have temperance, be mindful of how strict you are as far as approaching new things. We didn't say you have to embrace it, but you do need to approach it. You need to know what it looks like. You need to be able to identify it. And if you can opt out, if there is an option for you to opt out, you need to know how to do that as well. So have temperance as you navigate these new changes. Remember, I'm coming from a generation where we went from writing every damn thing down to typing everything. I'm coming from a generation where we had CDs, now we don't. You understand? There is no generation other than mine that had to really change real quick. We went from not being recorded to recording every goddamn thing. Hold up, wait a minute, you got that? Hold up, erase that shit, delete. Can't do that now, because now we got the cloud. So you better be real careful and mind your manners. That pause can save your life or others. Don't say I didn't tell you. All right, so the Four of Wands is the foundation. Look, I think I already just basically gave you the cheat code of securing your foundation, or else you just want to be on a rocky one. There's a better foundation built on what? Stones and dirt than there is on sand, because sand is a very shifty surface, okay? So be careful of building your foundation on some sand. Now we've got the Page of Pentacles. There are chances, there are an opportunity. This is it. Page of Pentacles. Hold up, hold up. Give me a second. All right. The Page of Pentacles. You see this young lad here with the one coin looking down at it. Be open-minded about new opportunities presented. This may take the form of a new skill to learn or a new adventure to take. View that with excitement and curiosity. Think about the potential lessons you can learn from this new adventure. Upright portal, potential, discovery, curiosity, opportunity. Hey, don't say I didn't tell you. With temperance and your decorum, you're going to be able to build a very firm foundation, given you use enough curiosity with discovery and opportunity, which means you're going to have to take a time to research, which means you can't take every offer that comes down. Sometimes you're going to have to say, push the deal back across the table. You can't take the very first thing that comes down the line. You're going to have to say, hey, can you explain this to me? You're going to have to ask questions that you might think are silly, but they're going to make all the world of a difference if you're able to ask these questions. This is why you have to have temperance. Some people get all embarrassed when they have to ask questions. I'm going to look stupid. They're going to play me. No, you're going to look like you asked the damn question because you didn't know. Stop playing yourself by trying to look like something that you're really not. If you don't know, don't try to look like you know. Go and ask. And if you don't feel good asking or comfortable asking in the environment that you are, tell these people, wait a minute, give yourself some pause, and go find the answer where you feel comfortable getting the answer at. These questions can make big differences in your life. You just can't be all up in your pride and saying, well, I'm too tough. I'm too knowledgeable. I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too that. You ain't too nothing. Stop overdoing it in your head. Stop overcomplicating things. Sometimes you complicate yourself right out of a bag. Complicate yourself right out of a loving relationship. Complicate yourself right out of a good friendship. Complicate yourself right out of a good job or an opportunity. Complicate yourself right out of some information. Somebody might was right about to tell you about something, and you turned around and gave them the funkiest look you could give them, thinking that you was doing something good, and you just robbed your own damn self. You know how many times that happens? A person be right about to give somebody an opportunity, but then they screw it over because they tell themselves that they something that they happen not to be in that moment. And it's crazy because some of the people that's about to give you an opportunity don't look like they can give you an opportunity, but they can damn sure put you in a better place than where you are. But because you told yourself you are bigger than the program, you programming. So, don't be talking yourself out of opportunity. Sometimes that person didn't trick you out your spot. You tricked you out your spot because you thought you had it on lock. Now that's a bar. Okay, let's go. All right, so that was Aries. So remember, in leadership, the first step to leadership is knowing how to follow, knowing how to shut up, knowing how to take instruction before you give instruction. Did you comprehend? I didn't hear you. Did you comprehend? All right, I'm out. Okay, let's get on over to Taurus. Que pasa? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you feel so inclined to. I appreciate everyone. Let's get to it. Taurus, here you go. Remember, our last one is Cancer, and we are coming up on that. Okie dokie. The Lovers, the Two of Cups, ooh, and the Three of Wands. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The Lovers, the Two of Cups, and the Three of Wands. I like how it goes. It's like 1, 2, 3. It's like forward movement in consecutive steps, and it didn't miss anything, and it really has a lot to it. Okay, so we've got the Lovers, which is 6. Okay, the Lovers, it shows a wonderful couple here in some blossoms. So something is blossoming. It does not have to mean that you're on the outside of yourself with a man or a woman. Sometimes it means that you have reconjoined with both halves of yourself, and you love yourself enough that maybe you'll let somebody in and maybe try to let them love you. That sort of thing. I know, right? When I do that, it's like so beastie. Anyway, so the Lovers. So then we got the Two of Cups. And you see how one cup is dark and one cup is light. That is remembering that everything is not going to go all hunky-dory all the time. There will be dark times in the light. And some people get so delusional. Everything's supposed to be perfect. We're never supposed to argue. We're supposed to like everything. I like green, so you like green. And this and that. That's childish, okay? I don't know what that is. Let's get that out of here. Let's not be delusional. There will be times, and I think that's why they made that star. She's a runner, she's a track star. She's gonna run away and it get hard. All right, so, and that goes for both men and women. Some people, they only want to have a good time. They never want to sit around. They never want to accept the bills. They never want to accept the bills that go with the groceries. They never want to accept the dishes that go with eating from the table. They never want to accept that things have to be vacuumed once you've done all the walking on the carpets, on the floors. They never want to mop. They never want to take out the trash, yet they always bring in some garbage in. They always emptying something, but they never want to put in the trash. They always want to be in the fridge, but they never want to clean the fridge. They always spill, but they never want to wipe it up. We got to get away from always wanting everything and not accepting the wholeness that comes with it. A lot of you want to get cars and you don't want to put gas in it. You get cars and you don't want to put air in a tire. You don't even know how to check a tire. You don't know how to change a tire. You don't even know what the fuck to do. You don't know what comes off of the tire, what goes on the tire, nothing. But you love cars. A lot of you want homes, but you don't want to clean up. You don't have a plunger. You don't have a can opener. You don't have a broom. You don't have a rake. You don't have none of the things, but you want a house. You don't buy bug spray. You don't buy cleaner. You don't buy anything, but you're entitled to get in these lines and tell these people, I want to live good. You tell people, because I mean, everybody wants it. I want to live good. I want to live clean. Where's the button at for all of this to happen? Because a lot of you ain't putting none of your work in. I ain't seeing no elbow grease. You want a clean neighborhood, but I ain't seeing nobody sweeping. I'm just trying to figure out where is the self-clean button that's outside or on the houses. I'm trying to figure out where is the Jetson buttons, the buttons from the Jetsons, because it seemed like they was the only ones that could just make things reappear without going out to go get it. That was the Jetsons, but we ain't there yet, so. Oh yeah, y'all want money, y'all don't want to work. Where's the button for that? Would like to know, because I mean, shit. If we asking for shit and we getting it without doing the work, I'm just trying to figure out why we got this dark cup and this light cup. That means you have to accept both aspects of things. You like gas and electric, you gotta pay the damn bill. So now we got the Three of Wands. This card highlights the start of a new venture. You're ready for expansion or an inspired idea. Take action now lays the foundation for something solid, and you should feel excited about exploring your passion. Upright strategy, planning, strength, travel, time to take action. So here it is. Now that you know that you've got to accept, hey, here's something that we don't accept that's petty, right? Say you and your significant other, you guys ate some burritos, something with onions the night before, right? And you wake up the next day and everybody breath stink. You mean to tell me y'all gonna break up because everybody breath stink the next morning when y'all was eating onions? Because I've seen on a couple of y'all memes the pettiest reason why you left the person was because they breath stink. Miss Ma'am, sir, cause it be both sides. Y'all don't always smell good. Y'all need to know what soap does. And if you still stink after soap, that means you doing that on routine. So maybe you do need to be left. But I'm just talking about little simple stuff that people just seem like they can't deal with. I left because Shorty got hair on her legs. Well, that means that she has a great endocrine system and she doesn't have body alopecia. Like, y'all be doing some silly, weird shit. I think y'all get off these video games where everybody's supposed to look perfect, and you watch TV so much where everybody got enough money to go pay to look perfect that y'all forget that y'all ain't as perfect as y'all want everybody to be. So, y'all need to let go of that. That is straight up delusional. And this is why the dark and the light cup is here. Some people are delusional. They want perfection where they're not perfect. Some of y'all wake up demanding presents that y'all can never provide. And it's like, what are we doing here? And this is why we really definitely need to bring back the concept of being equally yoked. No, I don't want you to lack shit so that I can sit there and try to one up you. I want you to have everything you need so that we don't have the proposed competition. Just have everything you need, please, because I'm tired of this. And know that sometimes you will go through a little bit of rain. Sometimes God will put situations in your heart and in your way so that you can see whether or not you really with the right person. Sometimes God will give you a flat tire on a date to see if you really with somebody who's going to take care of you. If you with a ride or die, if you got a person who's willing to put gas in the tank. Sometimes God will make an emergency to say, hey, I made that happen. What did they do? Did they bail out on you? Did they sit there and watch you? Did they make a few phone calls, or did they let you struggle on your own? Did you make all the phone calls? Did you take all the initiative? Don't never go back there. Sometimes God will put you with a person, and as soon as you get with that person, he'll make something happen so he can say, see, go ahead and test the spirit. See if they can get you out of it. See, they ain't about shit. They ain't worth for shit. They can't get you out of it. Then they sat there and laughed at you when you panicked a little bit because it was like you was in it by yourself, but they happened to be with you. I'm preaching to somebody right now. Some of y'all be with people who will laugh and sit there and watch you go through shit as long as you don't ask them to help you. And then got a nerve to come back around you the next day and say, damn, you made out. They was really hoping your ass failed. Side note, they don't fuck with you. But all I'm saying is, sometimes when you get with a person, sometimes God will test them. Just so you could see what they got made out of them. Are they going to bail on you? Or are they going to allow people to talk about you? Are they going to allow things to happen? Are they going to be a help? Are they going to be a support? Or are they going to let you down? Are they there just to get the good times and they don't give a damn about your bad times? Some of you need to go through a season with some of these people and you'll realize you shouldn't have never been around them in the first place. But this is all in part in loving yourself. You need to know who not to love so you can understand who you need to embrace. A lot of y'all is embracing y'all enemies and shunning the people you're supposed to love on, all because they tell you the truth. You want people to tell you what you want to hear, and you think that's love. No, they're waiting for you to fail. They want to mislead you, because by the time you finally open your eyes, it'll be too late. And all the people that you used that loved you and tried to tell you the truth, you done burnt bridges with. So now you on an island with all your haters, and you trying to figure out, why am I in a toxic environment? Because that is what you nurtured. You had green grass that got some patches because you wasn't watering it back. Everybody was watering you. You didn't water it back. So you shunned them people away because it didn't look like you wanted it to look. But the people who said what you wanted them to say and looked the way you wanted them to look didn't give a damn about you. They was putting on airs like you put on airs. So now you on an island with people just like you, and you upset. You're clutching your pearls because y'all is familiar. But that's part of loving yourself, knowing when to hold them, knowing when to fold them, knowing when to walk, and knowing when to run away. I love this Three of Wands being here. Foresight, hindsight, and present. It ain't fuck that big three. It's just big me. You understand? A lot of people have manifested in delusion and lies in the last few decades because it made them feel good. They were just looking for the feeling and they were not looking for the truth. I miss En Vogue. I miss the group En Vogue, The Fool. Why is the Fool at the end of the deck? Because some took chances they ought not have taken. Giving him something he can feel. Oh, to let him know this love is real. Hey, this love is real. Ooh, 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 yeah, yeah. Ooh. The best one in that group, and I'm not going to say Cindy and all them wasn't great. Everybody had it out for Terry. Terry and them eyes. Yes, they did. My daddy included. He loved him some damn Terry from En Vogue. But you got to understand, during them times, during them groups, everybody was looking for a feeling. Remember, we just left the 70s where everybody was all high up and on Birkenstocks and whatever else, beaties, they was smoking peyote, beads, pipe, every damn thing. And everybody was just feeling. But after 10, 20, 30 years of feelings, everybody is all delusional and then felt themselves. Some of them got daggone, what they call that? When your nerve ending stop feeling because so much things didn't happen to you. Shoot. I'm going to find the word eventually. It's going to come to me. When your nerves don't feel good no more. Too much feeling and not enough truth. Too many people, I don't want to make them feel bad, so I'm... Well, they going to feel bad when they find out it's a damn lie. Look, I'm going to get up off of this. This was one of the best ones. This was Taurus. This was Taurus. I'm going to get up off of this because you can be grounded, you can be stubborn all you like, but unless you change your perspective and agree to disagree and know that there are going to be hard times just along with the good times, and have the discernment to know when you need to just let it go, it's just going to be a hard time. This isn't a good time going into a good time going into a hard time, coming back into a good time. This is going to lead to a disaster. And some of you really need to have the roadmap. Stop trying to paint roses red. Take off them glasses for God's sakes and see what the world got for you and what you got for yourself. And be prepared to handle it by yourself. Sometimes, even with a partner, you need to just cut out the codependency. We have people that want to be mothered and had and laid down with at the same time. That is weird. Then you want to tell people you grown and you ain't my mother and all that, but you keep asking me what to do. You keep asking me to feed you. You keep asking me to clothe you. You keep asking me to do things that your mom and your dad would do, yet you don't give me the respect of listening to me. You want my protection, but you don't want my direction. You got to go. Ladies and gentlemen, unconditional love is over. We got conditions over here. Everybody has lived so long in their feelings that they've become delusional and the truth can't find them. So now we've got to live in the truth. There is no benefit. There's only doubt. I'm going to get up off this Taurus reading because in a minute I'm going to have to build me a soapbox and stand on it. We ain't doing that today, all right? We ain't doing that today. Like the head, here it go. All right. 2 plus 6 is 8 plus 3. That is 11. Intuitively me. There you go. That is high intuition. Somebody's awakening. Order in the court. Okay. Pull up, Gemini, because Cancer's the last. Ooh. A lot of stuff just flipped over. The Fool. I'm going to just read off what it was because I'm not pulling them. The Fool, Justice, Strength, 5 of Cups. I should have pulled them, but I'm not. But I'll tell you. 5 of Cups, the Strength, Justice, and the Fool. In case anybody wanted to know. Okay, I'm going to keep shuffling until we get a Gemini card. Hope everything is doing well. Everybody's going well. You've got some good plans for your meal today, be it whether it's lunch or dinner. Everybody doesn't have the same time or the same schedule. Hopefully you did have your coffee or your drink or your electrolytes today so that you can keep it going. That daggone Canada downdraft was something else. I was like, what is going on? When will we see clear again? That was awful. I didn't know. Imagine the people that be over there where that California wildfire at. I know they can't see anything for weeks and days at a time. Because just from Canada, really? How much of the wildfire was that? All right, 6 of Cups, 7 of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles. Seems like I keep pulling the same type of numbers. 6 and 7 and 4. 6 and 7 and 4. Yep. 6 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. Let's get them done. 6 of Cups. Look at these two youthful people sitting here playing in these cups. They're putting blossoms there. Looks innocent enough. Let's see what it is. Is it warm outside? I ain't been outside today. What makes your inner child jump with joy? This card reminds us that it's time for some sweetness in your life. Appreciate the little things and do something kind for someone else. It's normal to feel nostalgic for the good old days. Just make sure you don't linger in the past for too long. Bring some of that love into the present. Nostalgia, innocence, joy, inner child, kind gestures. All right. Somebody's about to have a good day, or they feel a bit youthful, or they feeling like they have a bit of pep in their step. Maybe they heard something, they saw something, they seen something, they had something that makes them feel a little bit nicer today other than other days, and that's good. That's wonderful. Hopefully you get out and they're able to share the joy. Maybe smile at somebody. That's all you really have to do. Give them a wink or something. You know, make the difference in somebody's day. Everybody don't wake up with a nice thing to look at. Everybody don't wake up to a nice cup of coffee. Everybody don't wake up to good things. So even if they come across you and you just give them a good old nod, that's something. That's something, right? That's adding to the atmosphere. 7 of Swords. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. There might be some area in your life where you're not completely honest with yourself or others. Now is the time to recognize the deception and denial and confront it. You may think that you're getting away with something, but what is the cost of your actions? What does this mean to you? How does that sit in your heart? Betrayal, escape, deception, lies, schemes, taking risks. Hold up, this card turned every dang thing around. The stealing. The stealing. Someone's a damn thief. Okay, hold up. Let me wind this back. What did that? What did I just read? So the Six of Cups. And something's stealing? Hold up. Let me go a little further than that. Hold up. We got investigation going on here. So how we go from the inner child? Somebody was a thief as a child. Let me find out you've been a thief. Seven of Swords. Somebody not being honest. Betrayal, escape, deception, lies, scheming, taking risks. Okay, now we got the Four of Pentacles. Somebody is a damn thief, and they've been doing it since the womb. You probably stole some eggs on your way out. God damn, you ain't no damn good. Shit. Let me find out. We are investigating right now. Don't you know no good? Don't you know no good? Oh. You are feeling protective over things in your physical world. You are building solid foundations in the way you spend your resources here. You might be saving for something long-term or staying away from big groups to protect your energy. You are mindful of your time, energy, money, possessions, but it's okay to indulge a little as well. Build your foundations, but allow yourself to stretch a little. Stability, control, saving, materialistic, protective. Okay, now I see what's going on here. You in survival mode. Okay, so somebody been in survival mode all their life. Got a family to feed, They depending on me. Hey, okay. So somebody been stealing since they ain't never go learn how to do nothing else. And even if they did learn how to do something else, they still don't mind a little stealing. Did I say it right? Did I say the quiet part out loud? All right. Don't you know no good? Don't you know no good? See, this person here, they got plenty of opportunities. They might even have a damn job, but they still a damn thief. They still have a chance they get. Even from childhood memories, they remember the first time they stole and got away with it. And they felt good that damn time, and they feel good every damn time they get away with stealing. Right. So somebody been stealing for a long damn time, and it seems like their good run is starting to come to an end. They're starting to be seen as a damn thief. The thing about it is, you might be able to steal for a while, but eventually somebody does see you, or somebody been seeing you. They probably never said nothing, but you probably started stealing from them. So now the goddamn cat is out of the bag. Oh hell no! I knew you was a thief, but now you're stealing from me, and I got to say something. And that's usually how it go. People be all right with you getting stolen from until it be them, and they be like, the nigga to mess with my dollar then fucked up the church's money. Excuse me, police, do you have any Grey Poupon over there? I have a story. Come hither. Yeah. So somebody done overstep their boundaries. They done overstay their welcome. They done sticky fingered something. They done 5-finger, 10-finger discounted something. Somebody want that shit back, or they don't like the fact that they took it from them. And it's crazy because 9 times out of 10 is somebody that they still with or done stole for, and they probably turned around and said, hey, since ain't no money coming my way, you might got a little extra and stole from them. So like I said, there's no honor amongst the damn thieves. Okay, all right. Just be prepared. If you like it happen, if it happened around you, don't be surprised when it happens to you. So somebody's a damn childhood thief. They've been thieving for a long damn time, and I don't think they plan on stopping. It's just that sometimes they're going to get caught, and sometimes it ain't going to go the way that they wanted to go. Yeah, this is what it is. This is what it's like. Hide your purse, hide your wallet, hide your kids, hide your husband, hide your wife. These motherfuckers stealing every goddamn thing ain't nailed down. Sheesh. If your step is pretty, they gonna take your step. God dang. And now that these new people then came around and showed these people how to bibbity bop, They stealing out your trash can to see if they can do a bibbity bop spell on you to steal from you that way. These people don't care how they steal. They steal it spiritually, physically, electronically, mentally. They steal in every which way they can. They don't give a damn. Shoot. I bet you it's somebody right now go to sleep with a mouse trap in their drawers. They stealing everything. God damn. Like to see it? Here it go. Don't let me be a fool on here. I'm trying to tell you because I just don't know how to act right. Once I get the acting not right. I'm playing with you. But either way, this the Gemini reading, Six of Cups, Seven of Swords, Four of Pentacles. Somebody is a childhood thief. Now, I don't know who this is, but they giving Gemini, they giving Gemini, they giving Aries. Let me see what all the signs is. Because I'm not that Gemini, but I do know a Gemini that's a damn thief. And it's not necessarily that they going to steal. This is a white collar thief. The one I know is a white collar thief. They are fraud. They're a scammer. They'll set you up. They'll do some credit card fraud. What they do? They'll steal your man. And that way, that's how they steal your money, by stealing your man. Make sure that bill money don't never come home. Or they steal your woman and make sure you ain't never got no gas in the car because he been riding around in your shit all day. That type of shit. So yeah. Change your perspective. Stealing is done in so many damn different ways. Can I steal a moment of your time, Miss Parker? Miss Parker. Good God Almighty, Miss Parker. Don't let me get you go. Okay. All right. So we've got the 17 out here. We's a star. So somebody is the main character and somebody know their ass is the damn thief. When they see him coming, everybody hide thing. Everybody hide your stuff. Here come Debo. You know what? Let me just say what I needed to say about that. Debo would have never got as far as they did. When everybody seen them coming, it was enough dudes on the porch. Smokey, Craig, and the little goofy dude could have beat down Debo if they had any heart the first time and the chain wouldn't have got stolen. That is a good example of not hanging with niggas that don't got your back. How everybody together and separate at the same time. How you let me get Jack? It's three of us and it's one of him. And his eye don't even work right. All you had to do was distract one of them. Damn. I said that out loud, didn't I? You ain't supposed to know how I be tripping. Shit. Anyway. I think, didn't Tiny pass away? Rest in heaven. Tiny. Debo, rest in heaven, you. But that was the Gemini reading. Somebody's main character flaw is they a damn thief. Maybe they steal your man. Maybe they steal your woman. Maybe they steal your life. Maybe they steal your ideas. Maybe they steal your friends. We don't know. But somebody's a goddamn thief. They can't go do it themselves. They got to watch you build up the momentum. And then they come in and try to swoop in and get it from you, okay? So be careful of people like that. There are people like that. Some people try to steal your damn family. They like, damn, my family ain't never liked me. Let me steal your family. They invite me over all the time. They don't know how I do fucked up shit. I'm going over there. Yep. And your stupid ass family be like, come on over here. Stupid. And then they be robbed. Why you didn't tell me? Stupid. I stopped hanging with them for that reason. Stupid. Anyway. Yeah. So that's what that is. We gonna get up out of here and head on over to Cancer and get up out of here again. Because we've been in these streets for too long. The spiritual ones. Confirmation. I I've been trying to put something to what that was, but now I got it. Confirmation. Remember when you used to go in all the Asian stores? What we thought what did we think that the damn door was saying? Ding dong. I ain't gonna say it. You know. Hurry up and bite. Hurry up and bite. Now they're really saying it. Please come and buy. Please come back and buy. You need full set. We like, nope. Remember what you said? Nope. Nope. Remember what y'all said that? Yup. Nope. And just to let you know, some of the Chinese food that we eat, they don't eat in China. They would never eat that much grease and shit in one sitting. Just to let you know, it's American Chinese food, if it's going to be called Chinese food at all. Alright. Just wanted to tighten you up real quick. By the way, I still love Jimmy's yakami. I love that. That shit is good. It's cheap and it's good. Yeah. Alright, so let's get over to Cancer. Confirmation. Yeah. No, the other time I thought it was not the Backstreet Boys. You got the right stuff. Yeah, it is. Baby. That's what I was putting that as. Okay. 6 of swords, 5 of swords. Don't ask me. My imagination. Woo! It's large. That's because I create a lot of things, so I have to think outside of the box. Majority of the time, especially when I'm writing. You'd be amazed at what I've written. But it's going to take some time. King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. All right. I want to look at that and we're going to go. King of Pentacles. Where you at? Air and earth. Success in business. Sticking to the principles. All right. That's why I said I got to stop running my mouth right now. I got to stick to the principles. It's the pleasure principle. That's for my pleasure. Hey, I don't know where all of this nice music coming from, but I likes it. Okay, so 6 of swords. Let's get out of here. We're wrapping up with Cancer. The 6 of swords. The difficult times are over, and it's time to walk away. What you thought you knew has shifted through the memory. What you thought you knew has shifted, though the memory carries on with you. It's time to move away from those things that no longer serve you, but make sure you are healing and integrating as you move on. Transition, change, healing, moving on, running away. So someone is leaving for calmer waters. They are now putting down their defenses and retreat. This is in retreat. They are waving the white flag. 5 of Wands. That is something else. So we've got the 6 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. So it's a battle. It's something going on with the battle. There's a battle here that I'm looking at. Okay, so the 5 of Wands saying the ego might be in full swing at this moment because the fire element is heavily present. What's a little friendly competition? The key is to know it's only temporary, so don't let this derail you from your original plan. Take a step back and ask what you're fighting for in the first place. Conflict, competition, play, fighting, disagreement, resistance. Okay, so somebody was doing the competition thing. And then we've got the death and transformation. So somebody kept going at it and somebody left. And now there have to be big changes. They did the situation. I mean, you need 2 to fight. It takes 2 to tango, right? So somebody wanted to ensue the battle, and somebody said, I'm leaving. I don't want to do this at all. I don't want to do this with you at all. So you fight yourself, and now there's a death to the fight, and now they sitting there swinging at the air. Because who you going to fight with if I left? So somebody got to sit there and fight with them damn selves because ain't nobody finna fight with them because 1 is damn hot. 2, it's other things to do than fight with you. You ain't that damn important. Ain't nobody come and see you, Otis. All right. So in Cancer, we got to realize that somebody's. That's it. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. And somebody's definitely folding them, and somebody's sitting there holding it like, who I'm going to play with? Who I'm going to fight with? So, yeah, this is the end to a battle. This is the end to a fight. This is the end to a back and forth, a competition. Whatever this was, it ain't doing nothing no more. That's it. It done ran out of steam. Ain't no more flame for the fire. Nobody's instigating anymore. If anybody's still doing it, they fighting against themselves. Maybe somebody has put so much effort into something that now they got bigger fish to fry. Maybe them return ascenders are really starting to work. People are putting things in your place, but putting barriers in your place, and now that you've left, you're no longer fighting. You got things to do. You off in the grocery store. You living your life. You done went to the gym. You going to the on vacation, and whoever want to fight, you left them there to fight. And now either they fighting amongst each other, or they fighting the uphill battle it takes to get out of whatever they started from whatever they fought against. All right. So, death and transformation is a death and transformation for everybody in this card. Is a death and transformation for the person who's going on the calmer waters. They putting an end to it. They don't want to hear it. They don't put a stop to it. They going to change their life. They information. They going to change their location. They changing their friend set. They changing their number. They just changing everything because they don't want to put up with them people no more. And this is the 5 of Wands. Everybody who want to fight, who got to fight, they can fight each other. I'm out. Seacrest out. Death and transformation. Everybody got to change. The situation did. Everything. Everything surrounding the situation did. The communication did. The relationship is dead. No more connections. No more anything. Put it down. Hey, listen. Stop. And that's the end of it. And that has been the Cancer reading. Thank you for spending a good amount of time in brunch with Nyx. Hopefully you got some lunch, you got some plans for lunch, or you had a little snack while we were talking. All right. Okie dokie. Let me go because, hey, if they didn't send you for me, you know I didn't send for you. Hey. See you later. It's been Nyx.